In order to maintain the proper ecology balance, seawater, which is 70% of the total Earth coverage, play a vital role in the protect not only the marine ecology but also the land-based ecosystem. In the present law of the sea, the limitation and control of marine pollution has been found the good place through many jurisdictions that think this involves a complex world and this a very governing body of international law to act independently. The process of educating the dispute with relation to marine pollution can be found in the provision of the Law of the Sea Convention of 1982, which a few jurisdictions still think that process education is not very comprehensive. The situation changed dramatically in the mid-60s after the adoption of the four conventions of the Sea 1958 Law of the Sea Conference. More important, the right to conduct marine scientific research on the continental shelf was the subject to control of the coastal state.
The issue of this topic is human activity are threatening the health of the world's oceans. Marine pollution is a growing problem in student worlds. For Malaysia, issues related to the conservation of marine biodiversity are very wide and complex. This type of pollution occurs when human activity, notably the use of the fertilizer or farm, led to the runoff of chemicals into waterways that ultimately flow into the oceans. The negative effect on the health and the environment caused by algal blooms hurt local fishing and tourism industries. Next, marine trash encompasses all manufactured products, most of them plastic, and they are in the oceans. Littering, storm winds, and pure waste management all contribute to the accumulation of these debris. 80% of fish come from the source of on land. Plastic items can take hundreds of years to decompose.
Next, related agency should involve for that issue, which is a Department of Marine Park Malaysia (DMPM). DMPM holds a greater responsibility for managing and conserving all 42 islands gazetted as a marine park in the leading federal agency in protecting marine biodiversity and resources in Malaysia. The principal goal of establishing marine park is the country is to protect, conserve and manage in perpetuity respective marine ecosystem, particularly coral reef and other associated flora and fauna to remain undamaged for future generations. Other goals are to promote scientific research and teach a public understanding, appreciation and enjoyment of Malaysian marine heritage. Next, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency (APMM). The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency (APM) or the Malaysian Coast Guard is a government agency responsibility for monitoring every maritime area in Malaysia to be safe and secure for the community in the country. Apart from that, the critical task of MMEA is to carry out a search and rescue operation at the sea. The MMEA tasks with ensuring that the maritime law in Malaysia, exclusive economic zone are enforced and safeguarding security, environmental matters and rescue operation began essential operation with only a few ships.
First, we have Environmental Quality Act 1974, the main regulation in Malaysia to control marine pollution from land-based source is the Environmental Quality Act 1974. This act can be considered as the most comprehensive legislation introduced to deal with environmental protection and pollution control, including that of marine pollution. Another Malaysia regulation that deal with marine pollution control is the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952. This ordinance is considered to be the oldest law on merchant shipping and has been amended regularly over the years. particularly in response to the change and requirement of international law. The combined effect of this amendment allows for a more comprehensive coverage of pollution control regulation under this ordinance. Any significant advancement of the Malaysia Shipping Oil Pollution Act 1994 is the expansion of its scope to include that of bunker oil. Previously, the Act only dealt with pollution damage due to escape of oil, without any reference of bunker oil. For this reason, the Act was again amended in 2011 to include the discharge of bunker oil from any ship. Generally, bunker oil is used to drive ship engine and has been historically the most sensitive form to oil pollution. It is very difficult to clean up and can be potentially devastating impact on marine and coastal wildlife. Another important maritime-related legislation, namely the Maritime Enforcement Agency Act 2004. The main objective of the Act is to provide for the establishment of a submarine enforcement agency with the task of ensuring the safety and security of the Malaysian maritime zone and protecting maritime and other nation interests.
For the conclusion, as we know, Malaysia is a country that has many problems about marine population. Due to the current law of the sea, the elimination and control of marine population has been successfully done in order to maintain the cleanliness of the sea. The law of the Sea Convention has specific provision relating to prohibition of marine population that not only take care of prevention of pollution, but it devises many structures and principles, based on which various kinds of marine population can be controlled. The structure of which is devised under the conventions is sound enough to trace the source and kind of population, make states to act to reduce, prevent, and control marine population. For the recommendation, Malaysia needs to continue its effective enforcement waste management regulatory framework, working with stakeholders including private sector participation to continue to maintain cleanliness at sea.